Welcome to English 1060 with me, Professor Anderson, or Hannah. Either one works. We are all online together this semester, and I'm trying to get really excited because we have a mix in this class of traditionally online, fully online students and traditional students that might often take classes in person. But because we're living through a COVID-19 era together, we get to meet in this strange middle. I'm coming to you from my home office in Fayetteville. I am teaching fully online this semester again. So all of our communications will need to be virtual unless somehow you find me in Fayetteville and you keep your distance. I'll just go ahead and put out there, guys, that I am high risk for COVID. I have MS, so I do sincerely have to follow all the safety precautions in staying at home, but that means that I make myself available to you as often as possible to allow you to be as successful as possible in Composition 2, which is honestly a very challenging course because we're going to be diving into learning the basics of research. Some of you are going to come to this course knowing a lot of this already from taking maybe major specific classes and having to jump into research projects. And some of you will have no idea where to even start. So it's a good way to refresh if you feel like you already might know and maybe give you some more tips on being effective in your research. And also just introducing you to college research if you've never done it before. So that's what our course is all about, basically. But there's just a little bit about what we're looking at. So I want to show you today in this welcome video, not a lecture, so don't worry, not jumping into content just yet in this first week. I did want to go over with you just some basics to help you be successful, okay? So as I get my screen all set for you, I'll make this larger for us. I know it's probably annoying to hear me talk through my motions. I'll try not to do that, but hang in there with me. If you can't tell, I'm more of an in-person instructor, so online, even though I've done it for 2 semesters now, is still a little strange to me. So hope you're enjoying this, at least a little bit. We'll see. Always open to suggestions if you have them, all right? So here's what you're going to get from this video today. You're going to get a little bit about me. If you don't already know, though some of you have had me before, welcome back to you. Happy to have you again. But if you're new to me, you'll get to know a little bit about me. Then I want to go through the syllabus, just the basics. Your first quiz is going to be over information in the syllabus. So I just want to point you to some of those main things you'd want to pay attention to and show you around Canvas a little bit so that you know where to find everything you're going to need for me. Cool. Here we go. So here's my little slide about me. Basically, this is a reminder to please just, call me by my first name, which is Hannah. That's what I'm most comfortable with, just to drop any kind of authoritarian things here, especially because our age ranges are pretty drastic. If that makes you a little uncomfortable to go with first names, you're welcome to call me Professor Anderson, okay? I just don't really work with like Mrs. or Miss, even though I'm married, just because we're in academia. So just call me Professor or Hannah, end of the day. You'll notice that my email and a lot of stuff online about me, my maiden name or former last name and my publishing name is still listed as Baggett, and I do still publish under that name, so that's why I kept my email that way. But in terms of addressing me, you can just drop that. Anderson or Hannah is a lot easier to say, right? Got all those jokes growing up. Yeah. Anyway, I earned my MFA, my Master of Fine Arts, from Oregon State, back what feels like forever ago now, in poetry, and studied pedagogy, which is the art of teaching, very intensely there, and fell in love with it. An MFA is a terminal degree in my field, which is why Don't have a PhD, so no need to call me doctor, but it is the highest degree in my field, so comparable, so they say. I'm originally from Nashville, Tennessee. I did my undergraduate there too, if you're curious. Out of Belmont, I studied English literature and public relations, but then I wanted to get out of there. We are, and I say we, my husband and my cats, and also our housemate that lives in the attic area. We are in Fayetteville, North Carolina, the Haymount area. Finally bought a house here, settle on down, you know. This is my 6th year teaching at UNCP, my 8th year of teaching in general, and I really love it. I love talking about rhetoric and writing, composition, research, and I'm going to dork out for you a little bit in these videos because it is really a true joy. So, hope you have some fun with it. This last slide, and this is probably what I'll do in a lot of our lecture material from me, is that the slides are really just a guide for me to be able to tell you the information and guide me toward making sure I'm covering everything that I want to cover. So I'm actually going to get out of the slides now and pull up Canvas for you. As you can see with this weird purple outline, this is the student view. So this is what you should see on your end, despite what section you're in, because I have 3 sections of composition too. So 3 groups of 20 of you, which I'm so excited to work with. This will be your first page when you open this up. This is your home page. I'll probably end up changing it after a first week just to make sure you know exactly what you need to do for every module. But as you can see here, this says welcome. To get started with week 1's content and instructions, you're going to click here. I'm going to do that after I show you the syllabus. Now to get to the syllabus, you can either click this syllabus button here, or you can just click on this screenshot of the syllabus. How exciting, right? You have in Canvas, if you've done this before, you're familiar with the course summary, everything that's built in. I've put in everything that we're going to do from day 1 through the very end. There are limits on when some of this information and assignment sequences actually open, and I'll talk to you about that in the syllabus. But in terms of being able to schedule out when stuff is due, there should not be any surprises, okay? No surprises. Surprises are cool, but not with what's due, right? Not with schoolwork. So in opening our syllabus, which is this magical document that tells you everything about the class, right? This is what we're looking at. A couple things that I want to point out. I won't, read through the whole thing, but I do want to point out a couple of important things, not only for prepping for the syllabus quiz, but just the important information that I really feel like first week you need to know to make sure that you want to commit yourself to this course for the entirety of our semester together. It's something to really think about, because Comp 2, as much as I'm going to want you to succeed and be rooting for you, it is driven by you completely as an individual and your research. It's not a lot of me giving you a worksheet and telling you to do it and move on. You've got to really dig down in that internal motivation, okay? And become curious, as our textbook will request of you. So keep that in mind as I go through some of this important stuff. Here we go. Our course theme together is research and global social justice. Big overarching thing. It could mean a lot of different things and different things to each of us differently. But all in all, what's going to end up happening as we go through how to do research and how to come up with research topics, our course theme allows us to have an umbrella to work under together. So ideally, each of you are going to pick a country, a different country from each other, and you'll be researching social justice issues in that particular country. Of course, I'll be giving you so much more information and support, but I just want you to know that's basically what we're doing. I feel like this past year, because of everything that's been going on, I've been looking really just as what's happening in the US and with COVID and with social injustices related to that here in America. So I wanted to drive myself and support you all in looking into something kind of outside what our cultural focus has been on. If you're in the US, I do know I've got some of you out there that are actually joining us from other countries, which is awesome. So I'd love for you to pick a country that also isn't your own. That would be great. Let's all look into stuff that we don't know anything about. That's what's going to make research fun. But I'm skipping ahead because I'm so excited. You'll note too that this course has a little SL attached to it. SL means service learning. If you've never taken a service learning course before, that's okay. The good thing is about this service learning course is that it's going to be not one that's going to take up a lot of extra time. Traditionally, service learning courses prep you for the fact that you're going to have to do stuff outside of class time. But because we're asynchronous, meaning we're not meeting together, it's not going to get in the way. And we're not going to really think about scheduling out an online event together until the end of the semester. So you can read through about what that service learning project is all about, but just be aware that that's what it means, because we are going to kind of reach out from just our class. But I think that'll really fit into what we're working on. Cool. I'm going to take a deep breath too, because I'm so excited. And I'm talking really fast. Okay. Other important stuff on this first page is to be aware of my contact information, all right, and my availability to you. My email's there, my cell phone number's there. Don't call me though, unless you really, really need it. I'd rather you text me first, or even to FaceTime me. Just let me know a little bit ahead of time. You'll see elsewhere on this syllabus that I keep weird hours. My husband's still kind of finishing out a military contract, so a lot of the time I'm going to bed at 8 and getting up at 4 in the morning. So my hours might not be your hours. Just be aware of that. But please, feel free to contact me. First and foremost would be to Canvas message or stop by my office hours in WebEx, which are hours that I'm just going to be sitting online Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday mornings, waiting and hoping that you're going to show up and talk to me. Even if it's just to say hi, or even if you just want to check in and keep yourself accountable, do it. It'd be awesome. Otherwise, I'm either just sitting there awkwardly looking at myself, or I have former students call in and just chat with me during that time that I am scheduling out to be here for you. Don't be shy to use those hours, okay? Also, if those hours don't work for you, just let me know and we will schedule something else, okay? I'm pretty flexible, particularly with this whole working from home thing. So reach out and don't wait till the end of the semester to do it. Talk to me. I promise I will try really hard not to make it weird. What you'll need for this course, you need your textbook, 9th edition, Curious Researcher by Ballinger. Okay, it has to be the 9th edition. It cannot be an older edition. The information's outdated. You can get this in a digital version. Maybe you can get a hardback version, but regardless, you must have this. We are going to be using the entire book. Okay, get it. You also, of course, need the Canvas app, which hopefully you're at very least on Canvas now. But I highly suggest you get the phone application as well, because some of our discussion assignments will be utilizing video recording submission. And if you want to be able to do that on your phone, get the Canvas app. It'll be good. Here's some information that you definitely should look over, but I'm going to skip on down. Your assignments for this course look like this. Here's your pie chart. Very exciting. Most of our little wheel here, our pie chart, 54% of the course is the research project. You are really just writing one paper, okay? Just one paper for me, but we're working on it throughout the whole semester, kind of in sections and in pieces and parts to build our research skills and our synthesis skills. So starting from making your decision about what you want to focus on, we'll be carrying that out for the entire 16 weeks together. You'll also get some points for reading quizzes, which you will have every module. There are 7 modules after this first week. So really only 8 reading quizzes. All of them are designed to reward you, not punish you. So if you do the reading in the textbook, I promise you'll do well. Not to mention this is an online class, so you can always look in the book while you're taking the test. But it will be timed, so hopefully you'll read critically and take some notes before you get to the quiz. Along with those reading quizzes, you have discussions. Traditionally, honestly, I hate discussion boards because of those classic memes of like, good job, 2 + 2 is 4. I like how you figured that out. So I'm going to be trying really hard to come up with prompts and response guidance that will limit the boring nature of discussion boards. For example, as I mentioned, our first one, we're going to actually start using Flipgrid, which is this application that plugs into Canvas that allows for video recording responses. And if you all like that, we'll continue to use that for upcoming discussions. But I wanted to try it out first and see what you all think. Okay. You'll get points for completing some surveys from me, for meeting me in an individual conference near the end of the semester to talk about your essay. You'll get points for workshopping and drafting. So I've separated all of that out for you this semester so that you can see exactly where it's all coming from. Again, read through these assignment descriptions so you know where everything's going to come from. Okay, work expectations and netiquette, which is a weird word, but they tell us to use it. You should expect to spend 3 to 7 hours a week, apart from lecture material like this, working on course content. That's what we're supposed to structure to give you, and that's what you should expect, how you should expect to be spending time. Now, whether that means you have a completely full plate during the week and so you have to put it all on weekends, like that's doable. But I do want to just kind of point something out that was a little bit of a struggle last semester. So hang in there with me. This is explained here in the syllabus, but here we go. Every new module, even though it runs like Monday through the next Monday and then through into Sunday, so that 2-week period that starts on a Monday, I always make that 2-week module available the Friday before it begins. Meaning, if you're someone that absolutely has no time during your work week or school week or whatever week, family week, and you can only give time to school on the weekends, look at it. At least look at the content that weekend before the module starts, mainly because if you have big questions, you need to be able to schedule out a meeting with me, even if it's on a weekend. But if you're asking for me to overly explain something a couple hours before an assignment is due, I just can't promise you I'm going to be able to do that, okay? I want to be able to if something doesn't make sense, but basically schedule your time so I can schedule mine too. Because even though I want to be here for you all the time, I do have other things with work. I teach other courses, have committee work, have other research I've got to get done. So yeah, just don't fall off the planet with being able to reach out and ask your questions, okay? But know your resources, use each other. Again, all of this information is about communicating with me, and I will be there for you if I can. Just give me some time. Give me some context. Try really hard to get your work in on time. Got all the due dates already available to you already. If something doesn't work out, and you have to turn something in late, just tell me, okay? Just tell me. The only time that I'm not going to allow for late work, is if you don't tell me about it in advance, okay? Because otherwise, I will put zeros in for stuff that I don't have just because I want to keep up with grading. I want to be able to get grades back to you. 2 weeks is my turnaround time, particularly for major assignments, but it will be super quick for the smaller things. And I just want you to be, aware of that. And your last opportunity to ask me questions about grades is going to be the week before finals. So I keep up with everything in Canvas. I hope you keep up with it too. Please just don't ask to turn stuff in from the first week when we're at week 15, okay? Especially for this class, because Comp 2, since we're a process-based writing class, that's my pedagogical perspective for learning this information. Going back to week 2 is not going to make any sense for your research process, okay? So keep up and you'll be golden. You'll be golden if you just keep up. And all in all, communicate with me and we will work it out. We'll work it out. There is a policy that I needed to include here about attendance, even though we're asynchronous. But basically, again, just stay in communication with me and don't miss more than 3 discussion boards, okay? Which is almost half the class. Just don't do it. You can do it. They're meant to help you and not just be busy work. Please look through all this too. I beg you not to plagiarize. Particularly too, something I wanted to mention is that there are sites now where students can post their work and get paid for it, or trade posting their work for access to other people's work. That's also not legal, so don't do that. I mean, it's just not worth risking your academic career. And it's also just generally all the work that I've looked through that's posted online, it's bad, okay? It's not good. It's not good. Be aware of ADA. If you have any kind of disability or different ability that you need assistance with, contact our Accessibility Resource Center and get your accommodations, okay? I want to be accommodating of your needs. Just let me know and let them know so it can be documented. If you've got to be absent for anything, if it's going to affect your turn-in dates, just communicate with me, okay? Again, I know I've said that a couple of times, but I really just want you to know that any questions, concerns, comments, plans you have for the future, write to me. Send me an email, Canvas message first, because that will definitely get to me. Emails sometimes get lost, so Canvas message. There's a TLDR here, reminding you about some of the major stuff. Some other feedback that I got last semester, and that I realized a student was just skipping over my lectures and going directly into trying to do the assignment, and they were looking things up on Google of how to do stuff, but that's not the assignment, okay? I use very specific rubrics and assignment sheets and content, and I'll explain it to you in these videos, so don't waste your time Googling how to do something. Look at the resources I'm giving you. That's going to be your most accurate and effective way to get through this course and to get something out of this course. I'll help you succeed if I can. Finally, here is your course calendar simplified. All of this information is already in Canvas for you, built into our system. But if you're someone that likes to work off of paper, you can print this out. Here it is, okay? All of your reading is listed. The due dates of your quizzes, your discussion boards, your assignments, listed here, okay? Listed here. But on Canvas too. You'll note generally, and I like to think about it this way too, you'll notice that there's a reading quiz due every other Saturday night, generally. a discussion post due every other Saturday night generally, and then your discussion replies after this first week will be due by Wednesday nights, okay? So those are dates to kind of keep in mind. Now if we go back to our home, so when you open up Canvas, I wanted you to be able to see it. When you go home, you're like, what do I do? How do I get started? I'm seeing all this stuff due. What is it? So you could go to the to-do, but here's what I'd rather you do for this first week. You can go to the instructions for getting started and welcome. So that link on that first page will get you here, but another thing I just want you to be aware of is looking at modules. Never go to assignments because the order of things won't make sense. If you want to see what's coming up, go ahead and click on modules. Modules, you'll see, have everything listed out by week, by date, and you'll also see the date when it will unlock. So this getting started, week 1, the first week of February, is already available to you. It is unlocked. So you can click on the instructions for getting started. So you are watching this welcome video right now. Woo! You can check off that first one. I've shown you where to look at the syllabus and the calendar. You can do that here as well. After you feel comfortable looking through that all of that information, you can take the syllabus quiz. Hopefully you'll do super well and you can start off with some full points. But then you're going to need to do the following things for the first week. I want you to complete the Canvas profile assignment. If you click on the assignment right here, you'll see everything that I'd like you to do, which is all about establishing your profile so that we can all recognize that we're real people in Canvas and not just binary code. So be aware of your options there for filling that out. I ask you for a picture, your pronouns, little bitty bio. And then if you have a different name that you prefer to go by, yes, you could just tell us or tell me. But we have this cool new policy where you can actually fill out a form and get your preferred name entered into the system. I think I hear my cat screaming. But that's cool. I'm really excited about that new policy. So if I go back to where we were, instructions. So after you do your profile, you can take the initial inventory survey for me. You can click here. It'll take you there. But I also want to show you, again, through modules, you could click here, the initial inventory. And here you are. This is the link to take the inventory. It's not going to be graded automatically. I'm putting that out there. So when you complete it, you won't, it won't show in Canvas that you've completed it. But I want to show you, make sure it's opening in a new tab. And then when you submit it here, I'll just pretend that I filled it all out. It'll say thank you. And your responses will have been sent to me. Do that in one sitting so you don't lose any of your content. Super simple, helps me get to know you a bit. I'm going to go back here. Your inventory, and then the one discussion assignment that you need to do for me is using Flipgrid. So this is, I guess, we're kind of testing to see if this is going to work for us. So I've asked you for a couple of things just about you so that you can share not only with me, but with everyone in the class. You'll record a response. So you can do this and it'll open up for you to record. Double me. You only have 3 minutes to do that though. So when you do that, make sure that you still have access to what the questions are. I know that kind of goes away. You should be able to do this on your phone too. This time you don't need to respond to other people, but I really do encourage you to kind of look through the responses and meet your classmates, okay? Okay. Lots of information on this first welcome video, this first day, but I want you to feel good about what you're getting into with me. Again, kind of final words from me. Really do spend some time looking at the syllabus, understand what you're getting into, how many hours a week you're going to need to spend on this content, when stuff is due, okay? And feel free to please reach out to me. Especially this first week, if you have time to pop in for office hours and just say hi, I really do encourage you to do that. I won't keep you. I won't make you talk to me for a long time. You can pop in just for a few minutes. And you're welcome to do that. I've got the link to my WebEx on the syllabus. But here's another cool thing that I just discovered about Canvas is you can actually click on Cisco WebEx over here as this is loading up. Once you sign in, I don't think you have to sign in at the beginning, but once you have your account, which is through your university information, if you want to tell me that you're coming ahead of time, like if you're watching this, this will be for next week. If you're watching this on Monday and you're like, you know what, I'm going to go and I'm going to just see what Hannah's doing on Tuesday at the beginning of our office hours, you can confirm a meeting that way. And that will send to me, of course, this is saying invalid because I tried to set a meeting with myself, but that should let me know that you've requested a meeting. Or again, you don't have to request it. Just pop on in, okay? Okay, cool. I think that's all that I really wanted to share with you today. Just be aware of what you need to do. Go down this checklist, and then you'll be done. Your next module, like the first module of actual course content, will be available Friday, and you will need your textbook for that. So make sure you get this, whether hard copy or digitally, through the bookstore or somewhere else if you can find it cheaper, but the bookstore has it for the cheapest from what I can tell. So good luck. Thanks for hanging in there through this information, and hopefully I'll get to talk to you all individually soon. Good luck. Bye.